Hello everybody, this is ManuS and welcome to the next part of my artifact card by card set review for limited and constructed. Today it's time to talk about the blue creeps. This video will be rather short because there's not a whole lot of blue creeps, but we'll go over the few that we have. Alright, let's take a look. So first off we have Relentless Zombie, not a constructed card, almost certainly, but in limited this is a fine filler early gameplay. You probably don't want to run multiples of these, but having like one just to sort of bail you out or do something early and use it as like a solid blocker later to block like something big for 2 turns and stuff like that. Make this a reasonable thing to put in your deck. Especially in decks like blue-green, for example, where you can make it matter more with ways to buff creeps. Next, we have Satyr Magician. This card is pretty solid. It's kind of like a more fragile version of Aghanim's Sanctum, and also basically pans out to be a 0-cost 2/5 by the time you have 5 or more mana, and even if you have more than 5 mana, it might even generate you some mana the turn you play it, which is pretty sweet. So you can plop this down, play something else, and then use its ability to refresh it. You just gotta be careful because the opponent can counterplay it by killing it. So if you really rely on getting a card out this turn, you might be wary of the fact that if you play this first and the opponent kills it, you might just not get to play the card you need to, and that might lose you the lane or the game or whatever. So as long as you're mindful of that, this card is pretty good. But yeah, in constructed I think Aghanim's Sanctum is much better and usually sufficient. You don't need like a million of these effects. In constructed you usually just end up playing Sanctum, but I think in limited this is a pretty great pickup. I tend to pick this reasonably highly when I'm already in blue, because just getting to use your mana twice in a lane can really get you ahead on tempo, especially with the more expensive, powerful blue cards. Letting you play 2 Thunder God's Wrath or 2 Mystic Flares and stuff in one lane in one turn can be super backbreaking. Next we have Troll Soothsayer, a premium blue limited creep. I don't think constructed is where this card is gonna do that much. I don't think constructed is gonna be about 6-cost units that are meant to draw your cards, but more often than not will probably just get killed. Format is probably a bit too fast and too specialized that you can just play better cards than this, but it's maybe not fully out of the realm of possibilities that there's maybe some kind of controlling deck that could want this, but I doubt it. In limited, however, this is amazing. I snatch them up as soon as I see them. The 2/8 makes them very durable. The only color that has a good way of dealing with this usually is black with Slay, and that's about it. So if you can plop it down in a lane where there's no black hero, even if you're playing against black, that's definitely an upside. And yeah, against melee creeps this tanks for days, draws you a lot of extra cards, and we all know extra cards win games, so this is really good and also a pretty solid blocker and very durable. Last but not least, we have Inversion of Cinnamon. In limited, some people think this is really good, like Sivka among others thinks this is a pretty good card. I remain skeptical. The thing is, there's better top end in the game, and you really need to draw a bunch of extra cards to even have enough resources to play multiple cards in a turn in one lane by the time you have 9 mana. And then if you're not doing that, just play like one more spell, all you end up with is like a 0-cost 3/11, which is not super exciting. So I so far haven't really picked it when I saw it in limited, because I usually had better things to pick. And yeah, if you're blue, especially for example in blue-green, you just have these great green top-end things, Emissary of the Quorum, Thunderhide Pack, Thunderhide Alpha, Champion of the Ancients on 7 and so on, and even like Bolt of Damocles seems like much better top end to me usually than this card. So yeah, I'm not super excited about it in limited. Sure, if there's nothing better in the pack, I'll pick it and I'll probably play it, but I feel like the payoff is pretty high variance and situational for a 9 cost card where the game might even be already at a point where it is either basically over or where you're behind enough that you need something impactful, and then all you have is this 3/11 to show for, and because you're like tight on resources, tight on cards, you can't even like make some power plays dropping this and then playing a bunch of things to catch up. So yeah, not sold. But in Constructed, this is a staple. It makes a whole deck. It's a very powerful enabler. There's this green-blue combo deck built around this card where they just kind of break a tower and then plop this down, make a million creeps, and just hit you for a bunch. Like the deck can easily hit you for multiple thousands in one turn in one lane, just because it just plays this and then it gets to play all the things, emissaries, prey on the weaks, and so on, and just generate a massive board and one-shot you. But yeah, outside of that, I think in Constructed, this is also not where you want to be. You either build your deck to break this and abuse it, or it's just going to be an underwhelming card, and there are better things you can put into your deck. Okay, that's already it. There's only 4 blue creeps. We will have more creeps to talk about again tomorrow with black. Black has a bunch more. Blue just is the spell color. Who would have thought? Most people coming from other games would have expected so, and that's kind of what it is. Okay, so if you enjoyed this, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think about my evaluations of the card. Let's have a discussion. Let me know where you disagree or what you find interesting if you have further questions. Also happy to get feedback on content you might want to see in the future or on how to improve the current content. And also make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Turn on the notification icon to not miss out on further content. You can also find me on social media over here, Twitter, Facebook, and live streaming on Twitch. You can also find all this as a link down here. And one last request. If you're enjoying the content and want to support me, please consider whitelisting YouTube on your ad block or turning it off when watching the videos to help the free content with ads. That would be amazing. Okay, that's it again for today. This was my artifact set review with the blue creeps. I'm your host ManuS, and thank you for watching and see you next time with the black creeps. Bye!